Right, we are on Tuesday the 10th of November. Um, yeah, I've just come back from my mindfulness course, which is absolutely brilliant. Ever get a chance to do any mindfulness, go for it. Or you don't even need to do a course, just start practicing it by yourself. It's really, really useful. So I love that. That's a real focus of the week. It's still one of my highlights of the week. And I've just got my little bit of downtime before head out to the new note orchestra tonight, which is really progressing, which is good because we've got a deadline coming up. We've got a performance coming up on I think it's the 15th, 12th of December, 15th of December, I think. So yeah, we got, because of Alcohol Awareness Week, that this is not related to that, but I know next week, choir and poetry wise, we're busy. There's a lot of gigs and events going on that I'm part of. So yeah, but let's just catch up with what I've done this week so far. So weekend was just a music weekend, absolute blissful weekend of music. And it was absolutely great to have that. So let's think. Yeah, Saturday morning, choir practice. And always good. We managed to get a few new songs together. We practiced and stuff, and I think feels like something new's happening because we went through a little bit of sort of a stagnant period, and a bit of lack of direction. But I feel, at least it feels like a bit of progress there, so that's good. And again, I didn't really talk about anything recovery based. It just happens that everybody there is part of that scene, really. But it's not really about that. That's why we all came together. But it's really not about that at all, for me anymore. I quite like it. I quite like just going there and just practicing different bass lines and playing different sorts of music that I would never play by myself. I like it for that. And then in the afternoon, headed up to Olds in Croydon. First of all, met up with a friend of Yachi's in Croydon. Went and had a coffee, and I went to the market first, and then had a coffee and stuff, and just chilled for a bit before catching up with Ol in the evening. We had to go to a private gig. It was really brilliant, really, really good. It got the info for it here. This is the deal for it. Number 59. Really good little private gig. So I like this. I like this look at the start. Let's see if we can get this. So this is the leaflet that comes with it. Hang on, let's get it open. Sorry, it's really well designed. It's just I'm using one hand. So this is how it opens up like that, which is all cool. And then it has a pull out of all the artists that have performed and they're going to perform for this sort of ongoing loads of events, really. There's our man there, Mr. McD. So yeah, hooked up with him. Literally, we'd just arrived at the spot, at the house, which is number 59. Just a flat. Just arriving, was trying to work out what to do when Hole turned up, which was good. So then went up. It was just a little, very private little space. Honestly, a room no bigger than this front room is where the gigs happened. There was a guy setting up when we got there with drums. Let's be honest, it was a suitcase which was using as a bass drum, a snare, and a cymbal, and that was it, and an acoustic guitar. But some really good connections up there, and people that are doing stuff. People that are doing stuff they're passionate about and love. That's what I liked so much about it. Yeah, people really do. This is all put on just because the organizer, Jenny, wants to do it. And she seems to organise a lot of stuff like this, and really nice person to get to know and to meet, actually. And yeah, looking forward to the next one. Might go to the next one. I'll see. Unfortunately, it's not just down the road. It's not far. I mean, it's 20 minutes away on the train, or a bit more than that. A bit more than that. But you know, it's not that far really. But yeah, really good little scene going on there, underground scene, and amazing talent. Amazing talent. The band before Roll, the group before Roll, they'd been in the recording studio all day, and their producer was in the room, and they were recording in, I believe in Croydon, but they're actually from Worthing, so they're only just from down the road here. So anyway, that was that. That was Saturday night, and brilliant set from all players really, and it was great, really nice. And then Ol dropped us off at the station and bid us farewell, and I just really hope I can catch up with him and spend some proper time with him really, because that was great seeing him, but it'd be nice to just hang out for a bit. So next time we'll do that. And then Sunday morning, up and at it, and down to Herbie Flowers' Sunday breakfast, I think it's called. So jazz all morning. It was brilliant jazz, and he also invites some guest players on to try and showcase local talent or something underground that maybe is not quite so popular. And this time he had a sort of a drum and bassist guy and a poet just doing poetry, and it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Not too sure the rest of the crowd enjoyed it. The rest of the crowd were probably retired. So, it's Sunday at the Dome. It's not exactly a sort of a small pub venue, and I don't know how it went down with the rest of the crowd. I loved it. I thought it was brilliant, and I particularly thought it was good that somebody of Herbie's fantastic age and experience with such a vast wealth of talented musicians is willing just to get somebody local and put them up in front of a crowd like that. I thought that was really nice about that. That was a nice quality. And yeah, we managed to. I know some people there, so we got complimentary tickets for that, which was great. So yeah, real musical weekend, but it did have a little knock-on effect. It just sort of felt like I didn't have a Sunday totally. I'm not moaning about going to jazz all day Sunday, but it felt like I didn't have any time out this weekend, which is why it's now Tuesday afternoon and I'm just mastering my YouTube video. Usually I do that on Sundays. It's just one of those things that have become automatic for me to do on Sunday, and just didn't get around to doing it this weekend. Just didn't have time. And the only time when I did get back on Sunday, I wanted just to relax and chill. Yeah. So that was that, and yeah, Monday I just had a load of stuff that I didn't get done on Sunday. So emails, letters, Cedar Centre stuff, all sorts of stuff that's just paperwork basically. It sort of took most of Monday. And then to the next steps meeting, which is we've got a different facilitator there at the minute on Mondays, but it's brilliant. It's really good. That's one of my grounding meetings, so it's a good one just to go to. One of the meetings where I just touch base every week, regardless of how I feel. It's what I go to. That one and the one on Friday, crucial. And my two regulars. Everything else, I mean, I know this evening is orchestra, which is technically recovery based. I know the choir's technically, I got into it because of recovery, but they don't feel like it. We just, I just go there and play music and chat about other stuff. It's brilliant, really good. Getting to know lots of people from really varied backgrounds as well, with lots of different stories. And I think the one thing you really have an advantage on in a recovery based group is just everybody's really honest and open straight away, and that's really nice. And I think that's what I had the interview for the new note last week. I think that's what touched Molly actually, was just the honesty and the openness that we have. It's becomes quite normal to us actually, I think, and I sometimes forget. Certainly now that I'm going back to work and sort of just had a day at the Cedar Centre now, you forget what I'm trying to say. There's a professional way of talking, and there's a way of talking amongst friends or whatever, and then there's a open and honest way of talking, and yeah, in recovery we talk very openly and honestly a lot, and that can be a shock and surprise to some people. But it's really good, you know. Like my mindfulness course this afternoon wouldn't be the same if it was just at some sort of, I don't know, fitness centre or something, and as part of another part of your, you know, life. It would have a different take on it, I'm sure. So yeah. Anyway, looking forward to getting to the New Note Orchestra tonight and progressing and hopefully making some headway and having a good night. Looking forward to it. Right, it's a year today since I went into Chy. I went into Chy at 11 on this date a year ago. And what a difference a year makes. Spent today, woke up early because I knew it was a year since I went into Chy. Woke up about an hour earlier than usual, and I had this crazy idea that I was just going to jump on the train. I don't know where the hell this was my first thought of the day. Jump on the train and go down to do the Thursday afternoon after meeting or something. I think that's at like 3:30 to 4:30. Or it used to be around those two. Yeah, that sounds about right. Aftercare meeting, I think it used to be called, and you're allowed to go there after you leave Chy for a year, on the date you leave, I think. Crossed my mind to do that, but let's be realistic, I had work to go to, so went to work, and entertaining day at school as always. Yeah, and back now, and run out of milk at home, so kind of a year on, I'm just going down to the co-op to get some milk. So a year on, it's just kind of, life's quite normal now, isn't it, I suppose. A bit more regular, more level. At least I knew what was coming today. Whereas a year ago today, I had no idea. I was a bit scared, anxious, all sorts really. All sorts of stuff. I'll stop recording now because it's too noisy here. I'll carry on a second. Yeah, let's reflect a bit more on a year today, entering rehab. I did say I worked today, which is true. That's only really been on the horizon the last month, really. But equally as importantly, it's now the evening, and I'm off to do something totally self-indulgent, really, which is go down to the pantomime practice, the acting night at Cascade Creative Recovery Cafe, and yeah, that's not something I thought I would have been involved in or getting into as I walked through the doors of Chy a year ago, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, I've got a life now that's got things I value in it, and I find rewarding, and I definitely don't feel like I'm being pushed into doing as much stuff as I used to feel. I felt as if I had no choice. That's what I used to feel like. I used to feel as if there was no choice to me. Just didn't have anything. I just had to take and do whatever I could do to get by, and I don't feel like that anymore. You know, and I know if I was just to get forced into doing certainly work that I don't want to do, I think it would not be good. It would really not be good. And just having that confidence, just to take a bit of time out and really reassess and look at yourself and work out what it is you want to spend most of your time doing, because at the end of the day, that's what work is what, you spend most of your time working, so make sure you're doing something you want to be doing and something you feel benefits yourself and society at some level. It's absolutely crucial. Something that you find that I find fulfilling in myself. Otherwise, there's no point in doing it. I'm going to stop here because this road's going to be noisy. I'll carry on recording again in a minute. Yeah, another crucial point is that I feel, on the whole, not always, but I feel a lot more comfortable in my own skin. I feel pretty good about who I am. Like I say, certainly not the finished article, but pretty comfortable in this skin at the minute. Another part of my makeup came to be part of me quite early on, actually, in Chai, for sure. Once I sort of got my head somewhere, once I got my head back, just that sort of inquisitive mind really came back, really strong, like trying to work out what life is, what's wrong with me, why I ended up in that place, why me, I suppose, why did I just get in a loop, and a sort of, I always sort of felt I was stuck in like a sort of a vortex of a whirlpool, you know. Quite often I used to think of it. I used to think of it like this. I remember, it's not a piece of footage you can see very easily. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube. But I remember during the tsunami in Japan. I remember quite early on I saw a video of a ship literally stuck in a whirlpool, and it was clearly only going one way. It was engines full on, trying to get out, and it just couldn't. And I don't think the end of that was ever broadcast, but I can just remember that's what being entrenched in addiction's like. It was desperately trying to get out, and you just can't. But once I got out of that, I became really interested in a thirst, not necessarily a thirst for life, but sort of at least a lust for life came about, and I became really inquisitive as to quite why I'd ended up that way, really. Why my mind, particularly my mind, and the way my mind worked, when my body worked, and the interaction between the two, the interaction with the environment around me, positive mindset, lots of things really sort of started to come up as positive questions, really, to pose to myself and to start to look at and think about, and yeah, just being interested in stuff, not just accepting things how they were, but kind of questioning why they were like that, and looking at it in a positive light. That's something I've done continuously this year and continue to do. I find it interesting, and the good thing about it is that it never really ends. There's always, in trying to find the answer, or at least the reasons to a question, you usually end up with a stack more to carry on researching or talking about or asking other people, or it's just really interesting, and I get a kick out of that for sure. Find it really interesting to constantly be searching and looking into yourself and looking into others, just looking is good. Anyhow, I better get upstairs. Just come from Thursday night panto practice, and we've got a pretty sort of well crafted script now, which is great. It's just I'm just a little bit disappointed I can't commit past December. It's a bit weird. The panto it's just taken a while to get everything together, so it's not going to happen till sort of mid-late January, I don't think, which is a bit late for a panto, but anyway, I can help out in the sort of scripting and organisation. I can play any characters that aren't there on the night up till the end of December, so I'll do that, but as and when I can. But it's a bit of a shame I'm not going to be there for the main performance, but still, it's the way it works out, isn't it? And they need more numbers. That's the other thing. We really need more numbers. But it'll work out. It'll work out. So yeah, good creative night. It's nice. It's nice actually, just sort of pretending you're somebody else for a while. It's good. Occasionally. But yeah, I hope they pull that together, because it'd be a good event. I can see it being a really good positive event. So good luck to them. One thing I had thought of doing for today was like a minute video roundup, just of maybe 3 seconds of stuff I've done over the last year. But to be honest, I may well get around to doing that on the weekend, but even then, this weekend's not quite. It might not happen until next weekend, if it happens at all, because to be honest, I don't have the time at the minute to go back and just edit. I just know that it'd be unrealistic of me to do it right now, so it might happen in a little while, but not yet. That was an idea I had this morning. It would be nice. It would be nice to have that all ready, just to go home and upload now, but it's not the case. So I guess that's a difference, isn't it? Is you know, I'm nicely busy now. Whereas last year, what would I be doing at, well, this time last year, 9, half 9, I'd be queuing up outside the office taking my meds, or would have taken my meds. Probably be, yeah, taking my meds, having a couple of sips of water, reading, and about to go to sleep. That's what I'd be doing. Yeah. So a lot's changed. Saturday just finishing up when I was ghost looking. The world's coming. Some sort of hurricane or some rubbish coming in. Weather's just been awful today. I had to lug my guitar and just the amp in my suitcase all the way down, like walking with it for half an hour along the streets of Brighton. It's quite an effort. In this weather, when it's crapping it down rain, it's not fun. But good practice, and we got our gig coming up, so see who turns up for that and what happens. But it should be pretty good. But this afternoon at 1:30 I had my appointment at Brighton and Hove Wellbeing Centre. Just a one-to-one appointment after chatting with after sort of everything that happened a couple of weeks ago. So just to sort of check in and sort of have a one-to-one really, because a lot of the stuff I can access and do access here is all group work, and it's good, but talking about quite specific stuff, it's not quite applicable. It's not quite the right place for that to be. So I managed to get an appointment there, and I got a follow-up appointment in I think 2-3 weeks time, where we're actually going to start doing some. So today was just an assessment really. We'll maybe have a look at some other things next appointment. I'm going to go through a few things and try and focus that a bit. Jesus, it's rained a lot. Anyway, that's not for a couple of weeks yet. So yeah, this week pretty good really. I think personally for me, the biggest thing I can take from this week is that I feel like I've properly started back at work for the committed hours, and it's only the first week, but the thing I like about it in my head that I'm doing differently is I'm properly leaving work at work. I'm not bringing anything home. Given the school I'm working at, that's key. So I can pat myself on the back for that, just to leave everything, and when I'm at home, it feels good. Early days, but feels good. Starting in the right direction anyway. So let's see what next week brings.